Hey, what's up everyone? The Dan Sandwich here, and today we are back in automation and BeamNG.drive, and in today's video I'm going to be transforming this thing you see here into a parade float because Thanksgiving's coming up. And one of the things that Thanksgiving is most well known for is a massive parade in New York, and they have massive parade floats and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be fun to do a festive themed video for this one and build a crazy parade float. I still have no real idea how I'm going to do that, except I'm going to use this body here, I think, and then kind of strip away all of that stuff and then do with it what I will. The one thing is for sure, it's going to be very heavy. So let's go with steel panel material. It's going to be a ladder frame chassis because that makes the most sense for this sort of thing. It is also going to be steel as well. Yeah, that's going to be steel. And I'm just going to go with a front longitudinal engine and probably double wishbone in the front, solid axle in the rear. And we're going negative 15 quality because we're going to increase that weight as much as we can. As far as the engine is concerned, I'm thinking a really big V8, which maybe we can't do, because it's, all right. Well, let's see. Can I do this kind of V8? Yeah, I can. All right. Let's do this kind of V8. Again, it's still gonna be very heavy. Although maybe we go like the best engine we can make. Stroke this thing out. Maximize the stroke. Yeah, let's do something really dumb. Let's do something really dumb. Make a really big V8. Make it as good as possible. And yeah, let's just. I think that might be in the cards for what we're doing here. Go forge steel for everything. And sure, VVT. I don't know if we're gonna go turbocharge. Maybe just like one big honkin' turbo, because that seems stupid enough to be good. Sure, let's just be really dumb here. Let's just go with like regular premium gas. It's kind of a dumb idea anyway to do a giant parade float. So let's just lean into it as hard as we can. Wonder what's going on here. Temperature of the turbine. Okay. Okay. We can fix this. So I just threw an AI tune on there for now. Maybe I'll mess around with this a little bit more later, but it's up to 1,200 horsepower now, which is pretty insane. But, you know, it's going to need it probably to move this giant monstrosity that we have going on here. Once again, we're going to make this thing as heavy as possible. So let's decrease the body quality. I'm not gonna. Maybe I don't know if there's much I can do to actually morph this thing. Okay, I don't really want to go that way with it. Yeah, I don't know. I think once I start just adding fixtures, that's gonna be the extent of my my work there. So we are just gonna hide the body completely. Well, I'll leave it as is for now, so I have something to base it off of when I start adding fixtures. So I'm just gonna leave it as is for now. Let's go all 4x4. I guess is the best drive type for this sort of thing, and it's gonna be a 6-speed automatic. I think we're gonna space that out as much as possible for right now. And as far as a differential, let's have an automatic locker on there because it is 4x4. And for the transmission and stuff like that, we're gonna leave the quality at 0. Really is just the body type that needed to be more, what's the word I'm looking for, more heavy. And we're probably going to need some pretty thick boys for tires to kind of handle this thing. This mod body is actually fairly well thought out now that I am messing with it. Some of the mod bodies you kind of can just do whatever you want with, which can be fun, but it's not exactly realistic. I think we're going to need vented discs front and rear. Probably make them as big as we can make them, which is not very big because these wheels are very tiny, which we might have to mess around with as well. Under tray, I mean, it's not going to have an under tray. We're just not going to use any aerodynamics at all. And I can't necessarily add more seats, but I can do that. And again, this is all in the interest of adding more weight. So this is, I think, the heaviest interior. Let's see, probably yes. Yep, heaviest interior and the heaviest entertainment system. And if you lower the quality all the way down, it's going to be very heavy as well. Steering, let's go electric steering. We're going to have, I guess, just ABS brakes there. Advanced safety and negative quality, heaviest possible thing. I just wonder what weight we're getting up to here. Let's go air suspension. And sure. They, or a utility preset on there. Oh, can it not even... front tires blew out. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna have to fix that. Because it can't even at all right now. Okay. Tires are no longer blowing out. Brake fade, wheel spin, that's fine. We can work out all that stuff. But for right now, we just wanted to be able to do something. 6,874 pounds. That's pretty good. I think that's about right. It probably could be heavier. I don't know. Maybe a different mod body or something like that could be even heavier. But I feel like that weight's pretty good. Weighs about as much as your standard Ford F-150 right now. But you know, that's a joke. That's a joke. It's about an F-250. My bad. But yeah, I think that's gonna be where we're gonna start out with, and then kind of turn this into a parade float using a ton of fixtures and stuff like that. So I'll get to work on that, and I'll show you what I came up with in a little bit. All right, and here is my parade float. It's not quite as detailed as I probably would have wanted to do, but I was procrastinating too much, and I kind of was running out of time for when I wanted this video to come out. But I'm still pretty happy with it. I mean, it's again, like, it was kind of like, all right, do I spend more time making this as detailed as possible for something that's basically a joke car? Or do I, spend more time doing something else? And I, I kind of decided on the latter, but I still am pretty happy with the way this turned out. I got this stupid looking turkey on the back, wearing a pilgrim hat. I made this kind of like cornucopia thing back here. I'm pretty happy with the way this like pumpkin turned out, and those grapes, and then I just kind of like threw some other like fruit and vegetable shaped things in the back there so that it would look somewhat full. And then I went with these crash test dummies waving on the front of the float. I thought that looked kind of funny and silly. And then I also have this Happy Thanksgiving sign. I put some headlights on the front just in case anyone decides to download this and drive it at night. So at least that would somewhat work. But yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous thing, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Now you might notice this thing right here. The brakes fade, I was never able to really sort out. Because if I made the wheels any bigger, then the tires would blow out. So it was kind of like I had to just kind of like figure out, all right, do I make the wheels bigger and have tires blowing out, which would not allow me to export it to BeamNG, or do I just deal with the brake fade? And I ultimately decided just to deal with the brake fade. I mean, I did everything else that I could. I made the quality for the brakes max out. I increased the pad type fully to race as well. Actually, can I maybe I should increase the brake force like all the way so that, I don't know, maybe it works better. I don't know. I'm just making things up as I go. Again, this is not a vehicle that is intended to drive well. It is just a joke vehicle. So it is what it is. Yeah, that's where I'm going to put the brake force. So all the way in the front, and then just a little bit lower in the rear. Again, this is not a vehicle that's designed to set lap records or anything like that. It's just supposed to be ridiculous and silly. Now, for whatever reason, and again, this is like a modded texture in automation. when I export this to BeamNG, I'm gonna have to change all of the crash test dummies because it doesn't like this texture for some reason. And also these signs came out. The sign and then the wood for the cornucopia came out like bright white. So I'm gonna have to adjust that when I export it to BeamNG. But this is what it looks like in automation, and I think it looks hilarious. And you know, I probably could have added more detail, but it just came down to like, do I want to spend the time doing that, or do I just want to move on? The gearing is messed up. I don't know. There's no real good way to do this. Again, this is a stupid vehicle. It's I put too much power in the engine for the lulls and jokes and stuff for it to be effective. But this is what we're ending up with. Let's for fun. What's the say of the test track? I mean, it's top speed at 210 miles an hour, which is stupid, but it does have 1,200 horsepower, so I guess that makes some sort of sense. The 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is 7.5 seconds. I think that's faster than. I mean, it's definitely faster than my first car. So I guess it makes sense. Quarter mile time and the high 14s, not bad for something that weighs 6,000 pounds, almost 7,000 pounds actually. But yeah, let's take this into BeamNG, and we'll probably just crash it a bunch, and I'll probably try to take it around the test track, and I mean I'll do like the test track and the drag strip and stuff like that, just for fun. But yeah, again, this is just kind of like a silly thing to do for Thanksgiving. So let's mess around with this thing in BeamNG.drive. All right, here we are in BeamNG.drive, and because I didn't put a muffler or anything on this, it's exceptionally loud. I'm gonna turn it up so you can hear it. Yeah, it's a big it's a big throaty V8. Oh yeah. I guess it's not that loud. I don't know. I think I'm gonna turn it down just so I can continue talking over it. Yeah, this thing is completely ridiculous. As you can see, it translates pretty well to BeamNG. Again, I turned the wood texture for the cornucopia and the sign to the dark wood so that it would show up better. Because again, it was like pure white earlier, and then I turned the mannequins into wood as well. That's actually the light wood, so like the sign would be that color, which as you can see, there's a little bit of a difference there. But I think it just helps make it look more like wood in BeamNG.drive. But yeah, anyway, let's take this thing around East Coast USA. Again, I set the gearing up so that it wouldn't wheel spin like crazy. That's why it's a slow acceleration. But again, for what this is, it shouldn't really accelerate quickly. I mean, it shouldn't even have 1,200 horsepower, but I don't know. I just thought that was more appropriate for what I was doing here. Obviously, a lot of body roll, as you'd expect. But imagine like going to a parade and hearing this thing just like roaring down the street at you. Like it would probably like overpower whatever marching band or whatever else is going on in the parade, which I think is just hilarious. And then you just see this like stupid looking turkey and these like crash test dummies on the front of it, and you know, just be like, what the hell's going on? Like why what's even happening? But you know, if you've watched my channel before, you know I like ridiculous vehicles, and this is definitely one of them. This is definitely one of the more ridiculous things that I've built on this channel. Let me know if you like this sort of thing, or if you want to comment below, like, you know, what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is. I don't know. I'm just trying to increase the participation, so get more people to watch my YouTube channel, I guess. Oh yeah, just hear the thing really open up. Oh yeah. Oh shoot. Oh no, okay, saved it, saved it. Oh, nice little drift right there. Going through the forest a little bit. Actually doesn't drive horrible. Like it's not the worst car I've ever driven in BeamNG, which is funny because it's shouldn't be good at all. Again, it's not gonna be fast, but it handles okay. Like it actually handles all right, considering what we have going on here. It's so big. It's just so massive. This actually gives me another idea for a video that I won't spoil. But doing really big vehicles like this, I don't really do much of it. So I thought, you know, I try it out for this. And okay. Managed not to crash in the light pole there. I wanted to take that right turn there, but I was going too fast. And yeah, the brakes are horrible. They're really bad. I don't know if you notice it, but if I slam on the brakes here, let me get up a little bit faster here and slam on the brakes. Okay, yeah, in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that brake fade is already coming into effect. So no joke there about the amount of brake fade. Handbrake turns, they don't work in this thing. They really don't. But yeah, I got this big stupid parade float thing, lots of body roll. Oh, look at that! It's just swaying. It's swaying like a boat. But it's a float, so I feel like that's appropriate. Let's see. Let's take it back out into the forest, and we'll crash it into a tree or something. I think that's appropriate for what we're doing here. And then after I crash it, I'll take it to the test track and see what kind of lap we can put together. I would be surprised if it's not the slowest thing that I've tested. Let's go. Oh yeah! I put it in slow motion. You can't really even see it. It's all tied up in the... It doesn't... I think it's having a hard time figuring out what to do with the fixtures. Can't even tell what it is anymore. Alright. That's funny. Alright, cool. So let's take this to the automation test track and see if it's fast. It's probably not going to be. Alright, automation test track. This thing does have a sport mode, somehow. So I put it in sport mode. Let's see. It's gonna be hard for me to figure out. I would have to, like, turn the camera to, like, see around the corners and stuff. So that's funny. Definitely not the way I'm used to driving in BeamNG.drive. So that's what we're gonna have to do. Let's take it around this turn here. Really slam on the brakes. I mean, again, like, it handles better than it should. So there's that. And again, it's not gonna be fast. Let's just clear that up right now. But it's not like... Oh god. Oh god, taking it way too wide. I spoke too soon. Alright, let's get this thing out on the straightaway. Again, an estimated top speed of 210 miles an hour, which is ridiculous. I mean, listen to that V8. Even with the volume turned down, it's still really loud. Alright, I'm gonna have to, like, really slow down here. I got up to, like, 165 there on the straightaway. Oh, tails out! Tails out! Tails out! Okay, don't hit the wall! Oh, just tap the rear bumper a little bit, but I think I'm okay with that. Considering what we have going on here. I wonder if we're, like, the brakes are gonna hold up to the end of the lap. This is the full track, so it's a lot that we have to go through. Although, we're already up to 133, which is pretty bad. Oh god, we're not gonna slow down fast enough! Oh no! Okay. Alright. Attempt number 2. I can't drive this thing like the sports cars I'm used to driving in BeamNG.drive, so I really gotta get on the brakes faster, or sooner, I mean, than I'm used to. Let's see here. Now that I kind of have a better idea of what I'm in for, I should be able to complete a lap in this thing. It's that chicane after the sweeping left-hand turn that I really got to be careful with. I mean, that's the case in basically any vehicle. That's the tricky, probably the trickiest part of the track, is that, like, sweeping left-hand turn with, like, the double apex, and then into that chicane is probably the most difficult area on this track, in my opinion. I just realized this track is kind of festive for the season. It's very fall. You know, you got the yellow and orange trees, and you got the leaves on the ground and stuff like that. It's kind of perfect for this kind of vehicle. Alright, much tidier around there. I didn't tap the wall at all. So already, I think, doing better, although this is not going as well. Let's slow it down here a little bit. Might be a bit faster there. Yeah, 131, so a little bit faster there. Gonna really slam on the brakes here, though. And the brake fade is definitely going to be an issue. Oh, wow. Just made it around that turn. By the skin of my teeth, basically. Couldn't have been a lot closer than that. Definitely barely able to keep it on the track there. Let's try this one next. These crash test dummies are very brave. I don't know how they're able to stand up there the whole time. That's pretty impressive. I wish there was, like, physics on that sort of thing as well in BeamNG. I'm sure there's a way to do it. There's all kinds of crazy mods you can do to automation vehicles when you export into BeamNG.drive. And this might not actually be the slowest vehicle we tested. 233? That might be, like, right around the middle. Oh no. Oh yeah, gee, it's not the slowest thing. It's not the slowest thing. It's faster than the Barbie dream car, which that was a handful because it was way too much power for that vehicle. But it's faster than all of the, like, the old vehicles we've done, like the 1950s and stuff like that. But yeah, like, it's not the slowest thing around the automation test track, which is probably the biggest surprise of all. It's probably not going to be a very fast on the drag strip because of the really long gearing, but let's take it there and find out anyway. Okay, West Coast USA drag strip in the parade float. Oh yeah, and it's really slow. It's so slow, but we're gonna get there. Again, super long gearing just so the wheels didn't spin like crazy. And this is a 14 second. And that's definitely the slowest time that we've done. It's not! It's still not the slowest. Yeah, it's faster than the vehicles from the 1950s. And only a little bit slower than the light cycle. But again, the light cycle did crash. So take that in mind as well. But yeah, I mean, somehow not the slowest vehicle that I've tested. Probably because it has an absurd amount of horsepower. I'm sure I could do an even dumber version of this car, if you want to call it a car, that is actually fast, but that's not what we're doing here. This is just, you know, to do a stupid parade float thing. So we've already crashed this thing once, but we are going to take it to the car jump arena to see how far it can go off the jump. Alright, and of course we are at the car jump arena in the Thanksgiving parade float. Definitely, if not the dumbest vehicle I've made, it's up there, for sure. But, you know, I want to do something kind of festive for Thanksgiving, and this is the best idea I could come up with, because, like, you know, I don't know what else you could have really done for Thanksgiving, but if you enjoyed this video, a like on the video is always appreciated. If you want to see what other dumb stuff I come up with in automation, it's kind of like, okay, hang on there. Let's put the parking brake on. If you want to see what other things I come up with in automation and see how they test out in BeamNG.drive, subscribe to the channel. We'll make sure you can keep up with all that stuff. And of course, you know, just have a. I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. You know, don't overdo it on the food. Everything's good in moderation, I guess. I don't know. Eat as much as you want. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But try to stay out of the political debates with your family members or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's see how far this thing can go off of the car jump arena. I mean, it's got a lot of power and it's very heavy. It's going to take a lot of momentum, I'm sure, off this jump. So I'm interested to see. It might go pretty far, actually. We're getting up to 187 miles an hour off the jump, and it's going pretty far. It's just past the 500 mark, which is insane. And it is fully smashed up. Oh, those poor crash test dummies. I mean, this one's. Oh no, he's kind of crushed. His hat's in decent shape though. The turkey is completely shredded, as is the cornucopia and everything inside of it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.